Thank you so much for joining us. It's time for your favorite show every Friday right here on Citizen TV. One-on-one. The hashtag is one-on-one. My name is Lillian. Please start talking to us or use SMS number 22422. Now, tonight we have a lovely guest in studio. From her fashion style to what is being described by many as her heart of gold, particularly because of the projects she's been engaging in towards the less fortunate in society. Machakos First Lady Lillian has quickly come into the limelight and is frequently seen by the side of her husband, Machakos Governor Dr. Alfred Mutua. Earlier today, the governor and his First Lady hosted at least 15,000 youth from Ukambani and other parts of the country in Machakos County for the first ever youth convention held there, where the youth were empowered to seize opportunities in leadership, among other issues. Let's listen in.
All here as youth, we are the Shaka Zulus who want to foment and put together a new way, a new warfare style of combating our rivals who happen to be the poverty that we experience, high unemployment rates, the sense of apathy and hopelessness that is filling our youth. We are here today to say that the plight of our youth has to be taken seriously, very seriously. And I want to tell you, power is not given, it is taken. Nobody is going to give power to young people.
Right, and with us in studio, Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua's First Lady Lillian. Thank you so much for joining us on One-on-One.
Thank you, Lillian, for having me.
Lillian, today you were at the Machakos County First Ever Youth Convention. Do you share in the vision of Governor Alfred Mutua for the youth of this nation? What are your thoughts about the issues facing the youth, particularly in Machakos County?
I'll echo what the governor has said. Power is not given, it is taken. When we're planning the function, we are planning for about 10,000 people. But I think we got 20,000 people. That goes to show that the youth are hungry. The youth looking for something more. They need to be empowered. So really it is up to us to empower them. It's very good because the government announced that his government is going to give the youth 50% of every tender, because usually it's 30%. So I think the youth, we have no excuse anymore to say, you know, I'm not employed, I'm broke, I can't afford to pay my rent, do all these things, you know. We have to go open companies and actually go out and get what you want, because nobody's going to bring for you a tender. Nobody's going to tell you, come an employee, you have to go out and do what you want. You have to go and get what you want. Yes.
And by the way, Citizen TV is very proud to be hosting Lillian Machakos County First Lady. This is her first ever live interview, so really we're super excited about having her here. But let's talk about who Lillian was before you came into the limelight. Tell us a bit about what you were doing before, your upbringing, your career, before we started seeing you doing all these county projects and of course, you know, side to side with the Machakos governor. Tell us a little bit about you.
Who is Lillian? Lillian was and is a simple Kenyan girl. I grew up country. Went to a small school where you had to walk for 20 minutes every day, and it happened that I was late every day, so almost every day I had to get a beating. I joined Loreto Girls Kiambu, which was a very good school because the headmistress, Mrs. Wagura, was very strict. We used to have prayers every day at 5:30, and you're thinking, I don't want to go for prayers, why are we praying every day? But looking back at that, I'm grateful for Mrs. Wagura because she taught us the importance of prayer. After high school, I wanted to model. I did some bit of modeling, and of course I joined college. I did front office, hotel management, and travel and tourism at Nairobi University. From there I got my first job. I think I was 19 when I got my 19 when I got my first job at Safari Park. Worked there for about 1 year at the front office, and then I started working for Kenya Airways. Time flew, and I did 6 years at Kenya Airways. After that, I left Kenya Airways. I tried a hand in, you know, running salons, beauty parlors. That didn't work out. But today I run a tour company, a traveling company, and I love it because there's no doubt in my mind because I am in the industry which I love. There's no doubt that I'm going to get bored later on, because from the very beginning, I love the service industry and I'm happy I'm doing what I love.
Okay, so away from that, Lillian, let's talk about Governor Mutua, the love story, because the governor has not shied away from holding your hand in public, and even today he does not shy away from calling you my darling. He's clearly very, very, open about how he feels about you. Let's talk about how you met the governor, because like I said, you came into the limelight perhaps after the campaign period, and then now when we started seeing the governor in action as governor. But before that, what's the love story between you and Governor Mutua like? Where did you meet? For how long have you known each other?
I met Alfred, Governor Mutua. I met Alfred in March 2011, but he keeps on saying 2010. I don't know why. Yeah. But I met him in 2011. Yes.
And tell us about, just him as a guy, because we see this politician, this guy in his, serious element, but you relating with him. Tell us what that was like. Were you friends? Were you dating? What was the nature of your relationship?
Of course, when you meet somebody, the first thing you become is friends, yeah? So, and even to date, Alfred is my friend. He is my best friend. He's very charming. I'm sure some people have interacted with him, and I think the rest is history. Yeah.
So for this person in the public limelight, because Lillian, from the way you're telling us your story, you're this simple girl, you were doing your own thing, then you meet this public figure. What did it take for him to win your heart? What is it about him that you thought, this is the man for me?
Definitely persistence. Lillian, when you see something good, you do whatever you have to do to get it. So persistence, his charm and consistency, of course, won my heart. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you the question that I think a lot of people have asked you before, and perhaps that you've seen on social media. You are married to Governor Mutua. That is the question that people have asked and continue to ask. Lillian Nganga, is Lillian Nganga Lillian Nganga, as in, because we know Governor Mutua is called Alfred Nganga Mutua, or are you Lillian Mutua?
When I met Alfred back then, of course, you get talking to him, and I didn't know his middle name, so he told me he's called Nganga. I'm like, no, you're lying. My name is Nganga. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm Kamba and I'm called Nganga. So my names are Lillian, Nganga, Nganga. So it's all in the same thing. It's all in the same thing, yeah. Because if, Alfred came to Kiambu, he will be called Nganga. If I go to Kambani, where I'm actually not, I've moved to, I'm called Nganga, so it's the same thing. Yeah.
So this is your husband?
Yes, he's my husband.
Okay, good. Let's move away from the love story. Let's talk about supporting your husband's gubernatorial position. What does this entail? His vision, his late night meetings, his early mornings. For you as First Lady of Machakos County, what does this take, that supporting role?
I think first and foremost, as Lillian, as Governor Mutua's partner, I support him in that I ensure there's peace in the house, because if there's all these things that are going on in the house, he won't be able to work as efficiently and effectively. So as a woman, I ensure there's peace in the house. Of course, let me go back. I remember when we were campaigning in 2012, we'd go to, actually literally we went to every village, every location in Machakos County. We'd go some places and there are no lights, so we'd actually have to use headlights, car headlights, yeah? So I support his position in that I'll go back to him and ask him, Alfred, have we actually installed Mulika Mwizis in that village, because sometimes he's so busy, he forgets some of these things. My role is engaging with women, engaging with youth, and of course it's in line with his vision, with his mission, with his manifesto, and of course, like every company, every organization, they have their strategic plan. Every once in a while we go back and say, this is what we've achieved, this is what we want to achieve. Do you have the resources? How do we do it? What's the timeline? Because if you just do things without a plan, you're not doing anything. Yeah.
Do you sometimes disagree with his vision when certain sectors of the media, as is common, come out and sometimes print some things about him that were criticized by other persons, or that they felt did not quite you know, marry with what he had promised before. Do you sometimes disagree with his vision? Do you sometimes go back and play that role where you say, look, I think here we need to go in this same direction, in this other direction?
Alfred is he's very patient. He doesn't rush to do things. And at the bottom of all this is that Alfred means well. You know, he has a heart to serve the people. So all that he's doing it for the people, nothing for his personal gain. So absolutely not. I don't disagree with the vision, because his vision is to improve our lives, to make our lives better. And I'm sure every human being wants their lives improved. So really there's nothing to disagree about.
You've been quite active within the county. Tell us about some of the projects that you've pioneered.
I ran a few projects. The first thing, and actually the main thing I'm doing, I do a cancer awareness program in the county. We've been to every sub-county. We have 8 sub-counties in Machakos, and 2 weeks ago we were in the last sub-county, and the governor was kind enough to grace the function. And because cancer, I think the last 2-3 years, everybody, you lose a cousin, you lose an aunt, you lose an uncle. What happened, Lillian? It's cancer. But we don't speak about it. When you go down in the villages, people are saying, oh, yule akona cancer, ni uchawi. You know, I'll go to my father, to my priest at Aniombea, and nitampatia 1,000, I'm going to get healed. It doesn't work that way. So what you're doing is going on and telling the people cancer is real. All you have to do is come out and get tested. Women go for your mammograms, you know, men go for your prostate cancer test, because that's the only way you get to, you know, live without cancer. The other thing we are doing is I run HIV and AIDS awareness campaign. We've been to the areas that are highly populated, you know, areas that are cosmopolitan, and it's still it's spoken about. People know about HIV, but I'm trying to bring it in line. Like if your husband tells you, Lillian, I want us to start using protection, because I think, you know, how do you approach that? How do you go around that conversation? Because you're married, you know. So we want people to actually come out and say, if you're infected, tell your partner, I'm infected, and we have to take ABC steps. The other thing I'm doing, I run a children welfare program where, and this warms my heart very much. We've visited every children home in the county, almost all of them, where we ask them, what do you guys need? You know, because some guys, they have the structure, they don't have beds. They have beds, they don't have the structure. They have food, they don't have bedding. So we ask them, what do you guys want? We ask them, what do you guys want? And we provide that what they don't have, because no child should have to sleep hungry because they don't have food. And it really is not right.
And you're one of the more visible first ladies, and this is arguable, but I think a lot of people will agree that you've been quite visible. Were you a charitable person before? Are you doing this because it is your mandate as the first lady of Machakos County to be seen doing these things, or do you have this heart for the people?
Let me give you a small story. When we were growing up, our house, every time we used to host a relative, you know. And it's not that we are wealthy or anything, but my mom has this big, kind heart. So I want to believe I've taken it after her. When I had the salons, the beauty parlors, I'd take all my staff, you know, and then we'd choose a children's home, visit them, you know, and do their hair for free, and do their pedicures and manicures. I'm the kind of person, Lillian, I meet at the supermarket, you bought 1 packet of milk. I'm like, just take 100 shillings, buy more. That gives me joy, because sharing is caring. Yeah. And I want to talk about how people initially were reacting to you, Lillian. You're young, you're very fashionable, very beautiful. So initially, when you would even attend functions sometimes for the governor, when he couldn't attend, how did people react to you initially? Did you have any awkward moments when you first started speaking in front of these massive crowds? Of course, the first time you do your first address, you're nervous, but I think from the onset, the governor, Dr. Mutua, showed me respect, and that was picked up by everybody else. You know, there's nobody who's disrespected me. You know, they've talked me down, looked down on me, because I believe respect is two-way. I respect you, respect me. But so far, I think Machakos people are awesome, because I haven't had any problem at all with anybody. Okay, that's great. And I want to talk about the most recent mixed reactions again, which was the crowning of Miss
tourism, Machakos, which you chaired. I believe you hosted that event. And there was a lot of mixed reactions on social media about the lady that was crowned as Miss Machakos County for various reasons. What's your response to that, and how people reacted to you crowning this particular lady?
You know, the county first ladies were the patrons. We are the patrons of the pageant at the county level, and usually we have a criteria that we follow. The criteria is the winner has to be a Kamba or has to have lived in Machakos for over 10 years. This girl who won, she's called Muriithi. She's from Embu, and they moved to Machakos when 2002. She's lived Machakos 2002 to 2016. How many years are those? You know, so she is in every aspect a Machakos resident, and she deserves to win. She deserves the crown everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. So moving away from that, the highs and lows of being in the limelight. Before, you were living your life pretty quietly. Now they call you a fashion icon. They say you're stunning. I mean, you're literally on everybody's lips. So for you, is this attention something that you're embracing wholeheartedly? Do you have moments when you wish that not so much attention was on you? How do you feel about all of this attention?
The highs, one of the highs is when somebody writes me an email, you know, sends me a message or tells me, you inspire me, keep up the good work. It's also a high when I get to interact with people and actually sit down, you know, share ideas and see how we can actually actualize my projects. The lows, what are the lows? I think lack of privacy, and of course, because the governor is very busy, we don't get to spend as much time as a couple. But when you wait both, I think definitely the highs are more.
And again, your great fashion sense, tell us about that, because like I said, reading you up, it actually, a lot of the fashion element comes up. They say the Machakos First Lady is a head turner, the Machakos First Lady dazzled in a pink dress. There's always talk about your style. Is this individual? Do you pick out what you wear yourself, or has it been dictated unto you? Are there things that you now can't wear that you used to love wearing before? Tell us a little bit about your fashion sense.
What's my fashion sense, Lillian?
Very, I would say elegant. It stands out.
I think.
Yeah, I would like to call you and ask, okay, where did you buy that?
My fashion sense is, you know, simple, comfortable, elegant, classic, but above all, comfortable. I don't want to wear a dress because I think it's too tight, I can sit down, it's too long, I look funny. You know, you'd find me over the weekends, I'm in jeans and sneakers, you know. My style is comfortable.
The ladies in the village don't sometimes throw you a lesso once in a while?
No, all my dresses actually, they're always decent. Yeah, I've never had an awkward situation where I have to feel like you guys give me a lesson. No, I haven't.
Smart move. So what do you do for fun? Again, you know, you're pretty busy. You're involved in a lot of projects. So when you wind down, what is it that you like to do? Because you're fairly young. How old are you, by the way? Because, okay, ladies don't like to tell their age, but you're free to tell us if you want to. But then what do you do for fun?
I'm pretty young, actually. What do I do for fun? I love traveling, so I can always go wherever I want when I have the time. I gym. I go to the gym, not as I should, but I gym a little bit. I play tennis. I dance. There's this dance group that I joined. It's very challenging. I never thought dancing could be so hard. So yeah, I cook. I'm always looking up recipes on the internet, on YouTube, and following, just cooking up things. Yeah, so that is what I do for fun. When I'm in the house, I'm watching movies. You know, I play PS4 games. You know, just just regular things. Yeah.
Okay, so you know, I also want to know whether you feel different as a person today, the Lillian you are today, looking, I think maybe, has it been 3 years, 4 years now, before you took on this role as Machakos First Lady? How has that shaped you as a young lady? How are you feeling about yourself nowadays?
I feel like I've been forced to grow up so fast, which is a good thing. But as Lillian, as the girl who was Lillian from 3 years ago is the same Lillian as today. I haven't changed. Nothing has changed about me. Just that I got this heart of First Lady, but I remain the same girl. Same girl completely, yeah.
And a lot of, young ladies perhaps looking at you, and even young men perhaps are wondering, you're so confident, so well poised. Has this always been you? Did you ever have confidence issues? Have you just always been this girl that was well poised, well spoken, not second guessing yourself? Where does that confidence come from? Was it ever not there?
I think I've always been confident, because I think back then, when you model, you're taught how to see it, how to walk, how to behave. So I think that has never left me. So you never catch me slouching or just being untidy. I like order. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I like things being in order.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And let's talk about Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua, your assessment of his leadership. Machakos before him and now. Rate him. What do you think have been the wins for Machakos under his leadership?
For sure, and you'll agree with me, before 2013, nobody, or if there were some people, there were very few who spoke about Machakos. But now you go to every corner in Kenya, everybody is talking, or everybody seems to know about Machakos. Why? Because of Governor Mutua. What he's doing, there are things that were done 50, 60, 70 years ago in other Western countries. What Alfred is doing is giving us hope, showing us it's possible, that just because we are born in Africa, we don't have to, as you say today, to use zile, not flashing toilets. We are all of the same God. He's showing us that it's doable. You have to think fast and do things fast. And now he has this movement, which is a great movement, I think, of Meneleo Chap Chap. It's a movement showing people that when you want to do something, you don't have to sit, have meetings and plan, do the feasibility study, and then take another 3 years to meet again. You plan today, you break the ground, and 2-3 months down the line, it's done.
And of course, he has mentioned that he intends to run for the presidency someday. Do you see him actually being president someday? Do you see yourself being First Lady of the Republic of Kenya someday? This is something that he has talked about. We might make our plans as human beings, but Mungu ni anajua. So, but besides all that, Alfred has a heart to serve the people. He has a passion, he has dreams, and he wants the best for people. So I think tuachie Mungu, and of course we hope for the very best. Yeah, God's will be done. We're talking to the very lovely Lillian Nganga, Machakos County First Lady. Lillian, before I take the tweets and the SMSs that people are sending us, kindly, a word to the youth of this nation, because again, like I said, you and your husband held the county's first ever youth convention today. There's a lot of issues facing the youth in this nation, not only in Machakos County. There's unemployment, there's lack of opportunities, there's lack of mentorship. The list could go on and on. You have done very well for yourself as a youth in this nation, away from, of course, being the First Lady of Machakos County. Kindly mentor the youth of this nation and give them a word that will encourage them in coming years as they seek opportunities and as they pursue their dreams.
You are with us today at the conference, and actually I'm going to use your example. When you got your first job, you did what you had to do. You didn't want, no, I've come to, I want to read news, so I'm going to wait and be called to do news. You did what you had to do, and you did it well. So the youth have to come out, and if you have a passion to sing, you're acting, whatever it is, you follow through your dreams, you achieve whatever you want to achieve. There'll be obstacles on the way, but there's no journey that is smooth. Yeah, so we keep at it, and then we, of course, achieve our dreams at the end of the day.
Okay, and I want to take your tweets, and I'll take them directly from, from my phone, because a lot of you are writing in to Machakos First Lady Lillian Nganga. Somebody here is saying that Okay, this doesn't say who First Lady you call Jew, man. That's quite a young guy. Someone here is saying that thank you very much, First Lady Machakos County Lillian Nganga, for talking to us. You're down to earth like your husband. Keep the pot boiling. The First Lady, may Allah keep you married. That's coming from a Muslim viewer. Machakos First Lady, we really need to actualize. I like that you said that. That is true. We need to stop talking and actualize. Somebody here is saying being great is not when others think you're at the top, but when you think you are at the top. Thank you, Lillian, for hosting Machakos County First Lady, the First Lady of Machakos. First Lady, you have a beautiful heart. Keep it up. Lillian Nganga, everything about you is just amazing. I love the First Lady's projects and ideas. Amazing. She's an industrious iron lady. She's smartly dressed. I love her. Thumbs up. I could go on and on and on. The hashtag is 111. Please tell them your Twitter handle as well so that they can reach you for those who want mentorship, who want to reach you. What is your Twitter handle?
At Machakos First Lady. First with the letter 1, Machakos First Lady.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. First Lady, Machakos First Lady. That's where you can reach her. We've been talking to Machakos First Lady Lillian Nganga. Thank you very much for honoring us with your presence this evening, and keep up the good work. That's all the time we had on One this evening. Keep it right here, Citizen TV, and thanks for watching. My name is Lillian Muli. Have a lovely evening. Good night.